this video, I'm heading over to meet a guy, and you've met him before on one of my videos. We made a video together about him leaving everything in America and moving to Thailand. Well, he's moving back to America, and it didn't work out for him. So Thailand, a beautiful place that it is, does not work out for everybody. Some people have issues and can't adjust, and it's just not always sunshine and flowers, whatever. Anyways, we're gonna head over to his place and do a little interview about, you know, the issues he had with Thailand and why he's gonna move back to America. What's up, guys? It's Greeny. So, yep, I'm heading over to my buddy Big Scott's house. You guys probably know him. He has a YouTube channel, Text to Thai, and he's made a few videos, some pretty good educational videos. Well, it didn't work out for him. Let's head over to Scott's house and hear the reasons why. Some of you guys may remember Big Scott. He was in a prior video of mine where we talked about him quitting being a pilot, selling everything, and moving to Thailand, right?
Fact.
And Scott also has a YouTube channel. Tell them your YouTube channel name.
Well, I kind of did, to be honest. It was Text to Thai, and if you're looking for informative stuff, I really detailed like how to buy a car, open a bank account. A lot of that information is still very valid, so by all means go back to it. Just don't look for new videos from that.
No, there's not going to be new videos, and why is that?
Because I'm headed back to the U.S.
I usually do a lot of videos how great Thailand is, and there's pluses and minuses. I mean, I've made a lot of, you know, negative videos about Thailand, some of the downfalls, some of the things you got to look out for, and it didn't work out for Scott. You know, he came here with high ambitions and pretty much sold everything, right? You sold.
Yeah, I mean, I brought a pallet's worth of stuff. I guess you're going to show some footage of what I'm sending back home.
Yeah, we got that.
But that's one of the big reasons I wanted to talk to Greeny is I'm not trying to talk anybody out of not coming. What I'm going to do is give you some cautionary advice on how you should do it if you choose to.
Okay, so how long have you been here?
1 year, 8 months.
1 year, 8 months, and you're leaving tonight, tomorrow morning. Your flight leaves.
Flies out,
so
fly
this
out
is
tomorrow.
this is it. All right, buddy. Well, hopefully I'll see you in Texas.
Absolutely, come on down.
So his channel for now will not be Text to Thai, it'll be Text something. So, all right, tell me what happened. I mean, you know.
Well, I think that the best way to do it is to start with the good. I don't want to be all negative.
Right. Well, let's start at the beginning. You know, you came here.
Yeah. So you know, I was an airline pilot, and it turns out I'm going back to that. But COVID sucked for everybody, but COVID really sucked for international airline pilots. Like, I remember one time I flew a plane down to Argentina, and they literally bolted us, locked us in our rooms, and brought us food. Like, people in hazmat suits would come bring us our shitty food wrapped in saran wrap. And I'm like, dude, this is prison. You know, it's well-paid prison, but this is like prison. I just was really getting burned out. I've been flying for over 30 years. And I just decided, you know, I need a change in my life. And I had 2 German Shepherds when I came, and my big male was pretty old, and I did not want his last year of life with me gone 20 days a month flying airplanes around the world. So a big part of the reason I came here was to get away from the grind, but also to spend time with that dog. And unfortunately, he passed away a few months ago. And so those were some of the reasons that I came. I was tired of the grind. I was tired of dealing with all the COVID stuff. I just wanted to change. I'd been to Thailand many times. I knew I liked it, and it just felt like the right thing to do. And I don't regret coming for a second, but it's not the long-term answer for me. And I'm a planner by by profession.
Let's talk about this. I mean, you had been here before as a visitor, you know, but now what's the difference that you found that didn't work out for you, that as far as from visiting to actually living here? Like, what are things that shocked you that you didn't realize would happen, or that, you know, like you said, cautionary advice for other people? What things are there that they may not expect that may come up, or
Right.
different aspects of living here from visiting?
So it's not that you don't expect things, because if you're smart and you're doing your homework, language barriers and all these things are going to cause an issue. It's not until you live it that you start to appreciate how impactful it is, and on my list, I got like 5 or 6 things of the reasons that I want to go back to the U.S. But like number 4 on that list was, I didn't like that feeling of not being independent. I had to sometimes call my Thai girlfriend to talk to somebody, because I just couldn't communicate with somebody.
Right.
Half the time, especially in Pattaya, more than half, 90% of the time, somebody's going to speak English and you'll do fine. But like just today, the guy that came and picked up the pallets, he didn't know how to say hello in English. I mean, not a word of English. And there are times where you must communicate and you can't. So that, there's an example. Mm-hmm. And it's not that I didn't know communications were challenging. It's, you got to live it to understand.
Right. And that's not their fault. That's our fault.
Sure,
we don't speak the language, but it is an issue.
Okay, well, here's the things. The things that I really liked were, it was easy to meet people, especially like the YouTube community. Brian, Lucas, the British guy, Buzzing Pattaya, all just welcome you with open arms, especially if you're making YouTube videos. You get invited to the YouTube parties and you'll meet a new friend via a friend. And so that part of it was awesome. The ability to meet new like-minded people. And that was one of the things that I wanted. And it was one of the things that I found. That was great. The food is one part of the reasons that I came and part of the reason that I'm leaving. You love Thai food in America and you get those same Thai dishes here and they're delicious. But then they also eat a ton of stuff that I'm like, I'll pass on the chicken feet or the blood soup, Housing is wildly affordable. It's messy as hell right now, but I mean, I have a big, nice 3-bedroom, 3-bath house with a 20-person jacuzzi, room for the dogs, and a gated neighborhood, and I'm paying $900 a month. That barely covers my taxes and HOA fees back in the U.S. So living is definitely cheaper, groceries, all that stuff. So definitely more affordable, but
what negative? We got to get to the negatives.
All right, yeah, but I didn't want to just come across as a negative Nancy.
But you're leaving. We did the video that you got here and how great it's people. Everybody makes videos about how great everything is. What are things that people need to know about before they come?
Number 1 on my list is the heat. I came here 5 times as a tourist over the last 12 years, and I guess I was younger and not as fat, but the heat is so fucking oppressive that beep that out. The heat is so oppressive that there are a lot of times that I just end up staying in the house just because I don't want to go outside. It's so hot. And I'm moving to South Texas. It gets just as hot there, but we also have several months of cool weather, so it's like you can deal with the really hot weather when there's a reprieve for a couple months from it. So the heat and humidity were definitely a factor. Number 2 on that list, and undeniable, I have Ghost. Okay, number 2 on my list, and this one's actually a big one, are Thai drivers and Farang, who have adapted Thai driving style. I call them kamikaze scooter pilots. There will be times that you'll be sitting in a line of traffic, waiting to make a left-hand turn with your left blinker light on, and you'll start to go, and some guy will pass you on your left-hand side to try to get around you to make a right-hand side, and then be baffled while there was a collision. It is the most ridiculous system. And the way that the Thai intersection rules are, as opposed to, the first one at the intersection or the guy to the right goes, it's the biggest dick gets to go. That's the Thai way, and you're only considered offensive if you react to the dickism, which only motivates further dickism. Thai drivers and the way they just destroy each other, no respect for people's personal property. So heat and then the Thai drivers, those were like 1 and 2 on my list.
Driving's tough here. It's taken me a while. You got to be, I call it an obstacle course. Every time I go somewhere, it's always like driving through an obstacle course. And actually, I'm going to put a video up, hopefully before the end of the year. I pulled my card from my camera.
Of all the insanity that you just observed?
It was one day. I had a really bad day. It took me an hour and a half to get from my place to Central Festival Mall. And people, it was just pure insanity. Besides the construction, and just so many examples of what you're talking about in this video that I'm going to put just a video about the worst. And besides that, I took my camera and you can hear me cussing and showing and just people, the way that they act on the road. I think that a lot of people haven't had formal driving school or training here, and maybe some people don't even have licenses. I don't know, but it's tough to drive here. Okay, on to the next.
The overriding one that was kind of like the least impactful, but yet was kind of like omnipresent was,
The tip of the
is this really the place where I'm going to live and die? You know, is this the last step for me? I've moved a lot in my life, probably like 20 times in my life, always kind of chasing fun. And each place that I've lived, in Destin, Florida, New Orleans, Oahu, Park City, Utah. I mean, I've lived in all these great vacation spots and I've enjoyed all of them. But was this where I thought that I was going to be? Probably not. To me, cheap living and the women are the reasons to be in Pattaya. Well, I already got a girlfriend. Not the supermodel that I thought I was going to get, but the super heart that I probably should have picked a long time ago. I found a really sweet girl who's as honest as the day is long. They are here in Pattaya, hard to find, but they are here. So that, and I'm just going to take her with me, so that solves that. And yeah, I got to go back to work, but I'm very lucky that pilots are in wild demand right now, and they're paying 6-digit signing
Well, do you
bonuses.
have to go back to work, or you miss working? You're like,
No, I kind of have to because I paid cash for the house that I bought.
Okay.
You know, I just wrote a check for it, and you know how expensive houses are in Texas or in the U.S. right now.
Yeah.
So I need to get the savings
How
beef
many
back
years
up.
in your head do you think you'll work again before you kind of do a retirement again?
24 to 36 months.
Oh, okay. So just a little short term
Yeah.
because you're getting,
Yeah.
because they pay a lot for pilots right now.
Yeah, and then the bonus structures come with some time commitments.
Nice.
So
Okay. So
But
you're
yeah,
gonna-
I mean,
you're
24
doing kind
months.
of a contract, and then you can reassess it at
absolutely,
the end of your
that's
contract.
absolutely correct.
You want more money?
And I kind of want to start my own business over there, and I already had a business model and a plan, but I need to have a little bit more cushion before I execute that.
Okay. All right. So there was a few other things that Scott had not thought about when he decided, okay, I'm going to head out of Thailand. I'm going to go back. And like your vehicle, for instance, tell them about, your
Yeah.
experience, what you thought going in. You bought a nice Ford pickup truck. What happened there? I mean, that wasn't expected for you.
Yeah, if you guys go to that back to my channel, you'll see that I bought a 2022 Ford Ranger 2.2 liter diesel pickup XLT. A nice little truck, and I wanted something brand new, so because I was thinking, well, this could be the last car I ever buy. I want something that was new, and I knew that you'd take a 10, 20, 25% hit on a used car, a new car if you did have to resell it. Not in Thailand, at least not right now. I am taking a 50% hit on my truck, and it only has 3,500 miles. 2 years I've only driven it 3,500 miles, and I am taking a 50% bath on it. So if you come and if you decide to buy a car, do not buy a brand new car. Buy something used. You can find, like for instance, my truck, the reason the price is so low is apparently a lot of guys got that truck during COVID and then they couldn't make the payment, so there's a bunch of repos on the market driving the price down. So you can find decent used cars here, and that's
I bought
undoubtedly.
new though because I don't trust people, and I was worried about, if this is in a flood or this or that or they're covering. I looked at some used ones, and I'm like, I love it here. I don't plan on going anywhere. I bought a condo, so I'm here for the long. I already made that decision. I've been here long enough that I know I'm staying for a while unless, some crazy, unfortunate situation were to happen. I probably took, right now I'm probably down 30, 40%, and mine's a 2023. Just you walk out, but the problem is a lot of people here don't like to buy used. They want a new condo, they want a new car. They don't like to buy, used. And I'm kind of the same way. I except for the condo, because you can fix up. But cars, I like to buy my own. And
Now, interestingly enough, my motorcycle I sold for a completely reasonable price.
Yeah.
It was about $1,400 off the retail price.
Oh, nice.
So I didn't take a bath on
motorbikes,
that at all.
motorcycles are the way to go if unless you need a vehicle. All right, taxes. What's up with that?
Well, as I'm sure you've covered it in some of the other stuff, or the guys are probably hearing about it. Thailand is flirting with the idea, well, not just flirting, they've put some of it in law, but they just haven't worked out all the kinks, that when you bring money in, it's taxable. Now, most of Greeny's audience is U.S., but there are international guys. In the U.S. and Thailand, they have a reciprocity agreement.
Yeah.
So if you're earning money from, say, a pension and you're paying U.S. taxes on it, you get to account those taxes towards whatever Thailand taxes you for. So you could be talking about a very small amount of money. I'm not that way. I'm living on savings. You know, I made a lot of money and I'm a saver because I was dirt poor for a lot of years as a pilot. And so I've been financing my retirement with cash. Well, if I bring money in and they're going to tax it as income, that money's already been taxed.
I don't believe any of that bullshit. I mean, the U.S. and Thailand has a treaty.
But how am I going to prove taxes on that I pay taxes?
You pay taxes in America. You have a tax return. I think at worst, I don't know anything about it, and I don't want to spread any false information. I think at worst, if you're an American, that a lot of people are talking shit and don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I think at worst, you may have to file a document here, a tax, something. I don't think we're going to have to pay. Unless you're making, I think that whole thing they're doing is because people launder money. There's a lot more to it than us, and there's issues with Chinese and different people that are running businesses that are really using this as a tax haven, a tax shelter. I don't think that affects normal people like us that have saved the money, that have paid taxes on our money. I don't. That's my.
But
I don't know. So
dude, you're basing that completely on gut feeling. If you watch Integrity Legal, Ben has talked about this stuff a lot.
Yeah.
And the way it is written right now, they could tax my money that I bring in because they only know that you're bringing money in. That's all they know. They don't know where it came from, so they're calling that income. And if that income is on pre-tax dollars, then that's fine. But if it's on post-tax dollars, which the vast majority of my money is, then there is the opportunity, at the very least, that they're going to try to tax it again. And that's obviously something that's a no-go for me.
So say you just use the ATM. How are they going to know what you're bringing in?
No. They know what you bring into the bank from the international wire transfer.
So I could just do everything ATM. Instead of, I transfer through Wise a little bit of money here and there, but
yeah, I mean, we could turn this into a 50-minute debate about how that goes.
How to do it.
I'm just telling you that it's something they're definitely talking about doing, and it's definitely something that would be, a non-starter for me.
It's weighing on a lot of people's minds, and obviously you thought about it. I don't think about it. I don't give a shit.
Well, your money's pension. A lot of your
other money.
Yeah, you have it, but you can live on your pension though. The money you bring in, you can show tax that you pay taxes on. I'm not playing.
I don't know. Whatever. I'm on a different type of visa, and I'm good for 10 years, so I don't. Yeah. I'm not.
Now, if you guys are pensioners that you're living on, you work for the post office for 20 years, or you're military, and you're living on a pension, you're paying taxes on your pension. That's probably not even going to be a factor for you because your U.S. taxes will probably cover anything Thailand chooses to tax you on, and you'll easily produce a tax receipt for that. So that shouldn't be a problem for you. Okay. There are very few people in my boat that are just here living on wealth.
I know a lot. But anyways, just a disclaimer. I don't know shit about this since it's on my channel, and I'm not even, if you're not some guy bringing in a lot of money, don't worry about it. You're just bringing in living expenses, but I'm not worried about it. But some people do worry about it. I understand your situation, your point of view about it. But okay, all right. Anything else?
I implore you guys, if you're thinking about bringing, a lot of guys come here with like a suitcase. I didn't want to do that. Like I love to cook, clearly. I love to cook, and I got a lot of tools and shit, and I just didn't want to part with those things. So when I came, in addition to my 3 big-ass suitcases, I shipped an entire pallet full of stuff over here. And now my stuff that I don't want to part with grew, and Greeny will probably show the video.
2 pallets.
And so now I'm shipping 2 pallets back. Well, collectively, that cost me $7,000 to ship. I implore you guys, if you're even remotely on the fence about whether or not you think you're going to stay here, put your stuff in storage. Because not only did I ship a pallet out here, I sold 50% of my stuff for pennies on the dollar that now I'm going to have to go back and replace. It would have been a $10,000, $15,000 advantage for me just to stick stuff in storage for a year or two and pay that storage fee than it would be to sell everything and then have to rebuy a lot of it when I get there. So put your stuff in storage, buy a used car when you get here. That's like the two big things that I wanted to share.
Or just get a used motorbike. Hold on, let me check, make sure this is still rolling. Scott, I didn't press play. We got to start again. God damn it.
Okay, but you tell Tim. Hey, Tim.
Okay, we're starting again.
We have to start over. Greeny forgot to hit record.
Ha ha, psych! All right, I'm just joking. That's funny though on there, huh? All right, so yeah, so good points, Scott. Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time before you leave. I mean, this is a busy day for you. You got a lot of shit going on, and if you guys enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Anybody want to buy a dog? No, I would take that. Seriously?
Nah, he was pulling my leg.
All right.
That's what you get in Thailand. This kind of fucking juvenile humor. That's the best part of Thailand.
We're, retire. We're like kids again. All right, Greeny out.
See you guys.
Greeny out.
Oh, I forgot. What do you want me to do?
Scott out.
Oh,
Greeny out.
Scott out.
All right.